Let me tell you something. A driver don't pick the car. Car pick the driver. It's a mystical bond between man and machine. It's a mystical bond between man.
What's up, you beautiful collectors and action figure fans? It's the one and only optibotimus coming at you with another video review. And on today's episode, we're going to be taking a look at the new Transformers Studio Series Deluxe Class Shatter, the second version of Shatter that we've gotten in the Studio Series line. This one takes a look at her as she appeared when she was a jet. For the package, you got that really nice Transformer text with the Generation logo. Of course, you got the open window with a cool image of her right there in the front. On the side here, you have an up-close image of her ugly mug. On the other side is a little bit more pulled back of an image of her. Come around to the back of the package, you can see that she transforms in 27 steps, and they got images of her in her robot as well as her vehicle mode, and one sentence that says Shatter uses the powerful satellites of Sector 7 to hunt down Bumblebee. Sector 7. Yet another thing to kind of go along with the fact that this movie is a prequel. And I know a lot of people are going to be like, optibotimus, how come you didn't review the Shatter when she was a car? Well, because that toy sucked. But for the packaging on this figure, that is about it. So without further ado, let's get her out here and see how cool she actually is. Alright guys, so here we have Shatter open up out of her packaging and obviously in her jet mode. What kind of jet it is, I have no idea. I'm not a jet person. But taking a look at the backdrop first and foremost, again, I usually skip these because a lot of them are just reused, but I want to say that this one is different. This is when Dropkick and Shatter were working with the U.S. government, and there was a whole kind of surveillance thing set up, I guess, and they were trying to find Bumblebee. So that's what this looks like. It actually looks pretty cool. I like it. Studio Series number 59. You got the Bumblebee logo right there in the bottom. Transformers. So there's that. And then coming around to take a closer look at the figure, this is really very nice. Now, for comparison, let's do that right away. Here is the Deluxe Shatter when she was a car. This was not that great of a toy. I mean, it's not terrible, but definitely not as good, in my opinion, as this one. Size-wise, I mean, there you go. Both the Deluxe classes, but a jet's going to get a little bit bigger, I suppose. Really nice, though. I like the detail on here. The bottom cleans up a lot better than I thought it would. I mean, you can obviously see, you wouldn't even necessarily know that those were her legs other than I know that they're her legs. You got her feet right back here, but even this is pretty cool because it's a little thruster thing right here, which that's cool. I like that they put that in there to kind of blend in with the feet itself. So it gives some kind of reasoning why I guess that would be, because they're the thrusters, I guess. But overall, really very nice. It's done in this, I don't even know what color it is. It's not really gunmetal gray. I'm not sure what color you would call that, but it's a darker color. I mean, obviously you can see, like, here is black. This is, I don't even know. I'm color stupid apparently right now. But there are a couple matte sort of colored sections, like the nose cone right here and then this bit right here. I'm not a big fan of that because that can get scratched up. I mean, you can kind of see like a little mark right there from what I just did. So I don't know. I mean, you can kind of just like wet it a little bit and make it go away. I guess I'm not a huge fan of that, but overall really very, very nice. You got some landing gear right here. You got landing gear that's actually built into the thigh section. Like I said, this is going to become this whole back section right here are her legs. So that's going to always be there, but I like that they put landing gear there. And then you got a retractable landing gear bit right here. It doesn't roll or anything. I mean, it just kind of scrapes along the side, but really solid. Nice cockpit up there. You can actually see some detail on the inside there with like a seat in like a control panel of sorts. Pretty good. I am really impressed. Now, she does have weapons. They just peg here on the bottom. I don't know if necessarily I'm a big fan of these because the way that this is lined up, it's going to shoot this little wing. So I kind of wish that they were a little bit further down. I feel like when toy companies are designing, I mean, it's going to, if it doesn't hit it, it's going to go right on the side of it. And that probably wouldn't be good for a plane. So if they could have put these a little bit further out, I mean, you got the point right there. I mean, if you could have moved it a little bit further down on the side, that probably would have been a better place. But I'm going to go ahead and take those off for the transformation anyhow. So let's get to it. Now, the transformation is really cool on this. Unlike this version of Shatter, this one is a fairly simple transformation, but it works. I mean, like, the biggest problem with this, like, everything seemed to kind of run into each other, and there wasn't a lot of clearance for things. Almost like she was too small. It should have been a little bit bigger. This works really, really well. First, what you're going to want to do is come around here to this back section, kind of take the whole back tail fin area, just separate that, and that'll allow you to swing it all the way down. Now you can come down to the legs, you can split these, rotate right here at what are going to become her knees, essentially. Then take this. You can just take this whole thing and just kind of fold this, and then it automatically slides everything up. Take that little other wing and tuck that down. You can do that on this side as well. If you don't like sliding this down, you just take this and just, I mean, well, it's a little bit easier just to do it that way, but you can hinge it up just like that and then fold that back and down. So it's personal preference. Do it how you want. But yes, look, well, backwards. Gerwalk mode. Yay, I'm sure Bolt Matrix will be happy. Come around here to this top section here. You want to then split the wings. It might split the bottom section as well, and then just kind of pull this away. This whole bit here kind of tabs underneath there, so you kind of want to just get your hands in here and wiggle that out just like so, and then do that on this side as well. Pull that out just like that, and then you can fiddle with this here in a bit. Come around here, you want to then take this, fold that down, and then get these kind of out of the way as best as you can, and then you want to take that, kind of tuck that around. That allows you to bring it around a little bit more. You can rotate the hands around, or the whole body around right there, which is really nice, and then rotate these arms down. Those are going to tab into place, and then you can rotate these arms, or the lower portion of the arms, kind of position those where they need to be. Now this part right here, you kind of want to leave this bit out, but you're going to hinge this. You got a double hinge right here that you want to bring down, and then it's going to collapse down. At this point, you want to make sure that this is all the way out, and then you have a couple little holes right here. You have a round hole here and a square hole. That post right there on the bottom part of the landing gear is going to go into that square one. So just kind of position that, and then slide that in, and that's kind of getting these legs out of the way as best as possible. That's how you want that to kind of look. So then take this, just put that there. This nose cone section, you can lift that up just like that. It's going to reveal a little square section right there that you're going to need here in a bit. Bring this whole piece back and around. Get these arms kind of out of the way. Bring that back and around like so. Take the head, lift this up and out. Then all of this stuff here is going to rotate around. So bring this up, and I always kind of mess this up. There we go. Rotate that out to the side and bring this down like so. You can take this, you can do whatever you want with that. You can leave that kind of going back. I like leaving it down, just kind of collapses a little bit better. Rotate this, and then let's see, again, I always kind of screw this part up. There we go. Rotate that around. Did I get, oh no, go back the other way. Here we go. There you go. And then just kind of drape that down like that. Keep the head up. Then this piece here, probably could have done this sooner. Pull this piece up and away. Lack of fingernails makes it difficult for me, so that's why I was saying maybe do it sooner. There we go. Okay, so you pull that up, and then keep this, like I said, kind of straight like so, and then you got a little post on the bottom section here that's going to tab into that piece that I talked about there. Put that in, kind of position these wings how you want. Straighten everything as best as you can. Fiddle with the legs a little bit. There we go. And there you have Shatter in her, albeit huge backpack sort of form, but there is her robot mode. And this is a damn fine toy. There are some small issues that I do have with her, but in general, vastly improved upon that first car deluxe one that we got of her. As you can see, the weapons that I talked about, you can have her hold them, and it kind of does that thing where it kind of looks like her hands transform, which is cool. I like that. I don't really know anywhere else you can stick these on her. I don't know. But in general, this is a great looking figure. Now, I want to do the comparisons because here's the good one. Here is the bad one. And, you know, I remember talking about this video, or talking in this video, that I feel like they needed some more time to work on a good version of this character. And it's probably, I mean, it's not as long as I would have expected, but this is a huge improvement. I mean, number one, the head looks much better. Now, this one wasn't a bad head sculpt. It had a battle mask on it, which I don't think we ever saw in the movie. The overall shape and everything is pretty much the same, though. So, I don't know if that was maybe in a concept art thing. I don't know how that all works out, but it's not that good, let's be honest. But everything else on here is a marked improvement. The chest here looks great. Obviously, this is not needed to look like a car chest like this one did. So, again, there's a little bit of a cheat going on there. But, I mean, like, the angle look on here just looks so much better than this. I mean, that just doesn't look all that good. But the overall detail is still pretty decent on there. I mean, there was a lot of nice sculpted detail in the original figure. This one also has that. I love that head sculpt. I mean, that is such a of the Decepticons that we have gotten in the movies, really, her and, well, Dropkick 2 and, like, Sentinel Prime were ones that I'm like, you know what? I feel like they could actually win. They were absolutely evil, and it was so fun. But size-wise, though, you can see that the original Deluxe is a little bit taller. But honestly, in terms of a display, I don't care. This one's going bye-bye. Anybody want to buy this? This just has a much more movie-accurate look. Despite the fact that she's not a triple changer in this form, she really does have that look of a triple changer. I mean, coming in to take a closer look, number one, I want to take a close look at that head sculpt. That head, that might be one of the best head sculpts that we've gotten in a while, and could be a runner-up for head sculpt of the year. I mean, that is absolutely gorgeous. Great detail with the chest area. You can see a lot of those different lights and everything. Like I said, the chest looks great with that. Cars sort of look bent down. Really very cool. The detail in the abdomen and everything. I may be a little bit zoomed in too far. Detail there with the abdomen looks really good. All the legs, or all the legs. Like there's 1,000 legs, Paul? What? The legs look really good. The part that really does get ugly is this giant backpack. Now, it's fairly accurate. The little thrusters were not nearly this big. They were a lot smaller, and she did have the wings hanging on the side. So, I don't know. I mean, that definitely does. It does bother me. Now, I do have a minor fix for it. It doesn't result in a full accurate look for her because it kind of removes these. But what I like doing is when I got her, she already came like this. So kind of put that down. We're going to angle this back, put this piece up, and then just put that whole piece down like that. Take this, rotate this around, and then you're going to spin these bits around like that. Her head likes falling down too, and I wish that locked into place. So spin that around like that. Now, that gives a much smaller looking backpack while still kind of giving her these little wing bits on the side. I think that looks a little bit better, honestly. it compresses a little bit more. This is probably how I'm going to display her, and I am going to display her. She's going to go right along with that Bumblebee. I got to figure out some kind of a display for these Bumblebee movie figures, because several of them are really good and deserve to be displayed. But like I said, it doesn't have the little thruster things pointing this way, although that it kind of gives a little bit of an illusion of it, and the thrusters are still there, and her wings are still kind of on the sides. So I like that. I think that looks a little bit better, honestly. This is how she came out of the package, and at first I was like, oh, that doesn't look all that bad. And then I transformed her properly. I'm like, yep, that sucks. So I'm going to leave it like this. For her articulation, the head really only goes about that far. It doesn't rotate all the way around. There's a lot of stuff right there around her neck. It does have a tendency to fall back a lot because nothing holds it up. It doesn't lock into place. I wish it did, because like I said, it has a tendency to kind of droop back, which kind of sucks. The shoulders here are on ball joints. You can get a nice range of motion there. They move in and out all the way around. They rotate at the upper part of the bicep. Fairly soft ratchet joints at the elbow for a about 90-degree range, maybe a little bit more than a 90-degree range of motion. Nothing at the wrist. Coming down to the waist, there isn't anything at the waist. Everything kind of accordions in, so that's locked into place, so you are missing that, but I don't think it's all that bad. The hips move forward and back. They move in and out. They're on ball joints as well. You do have a rotation right above the knee, but the ball joint also has a little bit of play, so you can twist them a little, not a ton. She does have a really nice knee joint right there, and then the ankles, I guess, you can move them forward. They don't articulate out, so there's no ankle tilt, so I don't think Shartimus Prime is going to be too happy with it, but in general, I am really happy with how this figure turned out. Totally didn't think I was going to be happy with her based on the previous Deluxe figure, but this one is a huge improvement. Now for her transformation back up, if you have her in this configuration, obviously it's going to be a little bit different than if you have her in the right configuration, but from here, it's basically the same as well. First, we're going to straighten out these arms, get these little wing things out of the way, straighten them out, and then rotate them so that the bottom section here is going to be kind of like on the side. So there we go, like that, and then rotate it around there. You can come down here to the feet. You go straighten those, and then slide these bits down, then rotate the leg like that. Do that on this side as well. So we're going to fold up the foot, swivel that piece down, and then rotate at the knee. You can bring them together, give them a good squeeze, locking all those little tabs right into place. Right, meow. You can fold this out. It doesn't really matter what you do. Come down here, bring this piece, take the head, tuck that down, and then kind of pull this away. Detach this, that locks in, and then bring these arms up. Again, get that wing back section out of the way and just fold this piece back like that. Do that on this side as well. Fold that all the way back, line that up, and then peg the two halves together right there. And then take this entire assembly, kind of angle that, and then rotate that all the way around to keep that straight. And then that's going to come up there. So kind of make sure that that's all lined up and straight. That looks good. We'll tab that in a bit. Take this, fold this all the way around, and then bring this piece down. Bring these wings out, and then you're going to rotate this down and kind of position that. Oh, I'm sorry. This little piece here, you want to rotate forward, kind of line that back up. So I'm going to do that on this side as well. Rotate that out, bring this around right there. And literally you just kind of tuck this in and give that a good push on both sides, and then bring the two wing sections together, lock that in. These little side bits, bring these down and lock those in on the sides of the arms right there nicely. And then this section rotates up, and then you will kind of hold these in on the side just to kind of get everything locked in along the side. Makes it a little bit easier. Then you can take these, fold those down, make sure everything is squeeze together nicely there. You can take the guns. I wonder if you put that there, if that would get, no, that still looks like it would hit it. So I guess it doesn't really matter what side you put it in, but just like that. And just like that. Really a very simple transformation. Does a lot of very fun, cool things, and really results in a very clean looking jet mode. Very surprised, honestly. I mean, jet modes typically have a lot of excess kibble kind of hanging off just about everywhere. The overall cleanup of this one is quite impressive. I mean, you look at the bottom, and like I said, get that all the way up there. I mean, other than the fact that that's a different color, I mean, it blends in very, very well. This is one of the best jet modes on a Transformer that we've gotten in recent memory. As I talked about, the transformation, while simple to do, as you can see, does do some really cool things. It is a fun transformation to do over and over again. And then we get to a robot mode that also is very accurate to the character. While not a triple changer, there's elements in that mode that resemble how she was a triple changer, like that chest and everything. I mean, that really does look good. Overall, it's a great figure. If you're a fan of the Bumblebee movie, the Decepticons in it were really very, very well done. Truthfully, they did not come across as just throwaway characters. There was legitimate seriousness to what they said and did. And Shatter here was no exception. Both her and Dropkick in the film really were pretty badass. And this toy is just as badass. Now, while that first Deluxe one was definitely underwhelming, and one that I really couldn't recommend too much, this one I absolutely do recommend. So all that being said, if this version of Shatter is a figure that you would like to add to your collection, she is hitting various retail locations right now. So if you're looking for her, good luck and happy hunting. Or as always, you can go online at places such as Big Bad Toy Store and Amazon. For those places, I'll put links right down in the video description where you can go there and check out availability on her, as well as the rest of the wide range of Transformer figures. But beyond that, guys, that's about it. Remember, if you like this video, I would really appreciate if you would do one very small thing for me. And that's simply just to smash that thumbs up button. That one small gesture really does go a long way towards helping me out, and I would really appreciate it. Also, a huge shout out to all of my patrons, who through their continued support, now more than ever, help to make reviews like this possible. And finally, remember, the real trouble with the world is that too many people grow up. Thank you for watching and taking the time to be a kid.